Hey guys, I'm back again. So today I wanted to do something very different, something that just popped in my head, something that I've been very passionate about. And I wanted to talk about one of my favorite films of all time, Pulp Fiction, which is 24 years old now. That obviously directed by Quentin Tarantino, a massive hit in the mid 90s. And in Hollywood, it was John Travolta's comeback role, which earned him an Oscar nomination, as well as Samuel Jackson. Brilliant film, brilliant writing, and I wanted to discuss one of the best scenes of many scenes in the film, which was the first apartment scene, whereby Jules and Vincent visit business associates of Marcellus Wallace. Spoilers if you haven't seen this film. I'm just gonna talk about the scene as a whole and discuss like themes of domination and power and vulnerability, as well as other things. Particularly with Jules' character, who dominates the whole scene. So Jules and Vincent have been sent by Marcellus Wallace, their mob boss, to collect from these group of associates who have obviously not been holding up the end of the bargain. And so they enter the apartment, and there's three characters who are present in the living room, and then they from the get-go the tension begins, and you can feel it in the room amongst the characters who feel very intimidated by the arrival of these two. And I wanted to discuss Jules' actions and his behavior. And so, he comes in and he tells the guy who's laying down on the sofa to just stay where he is. He comes across very charming and friendly and calm. But he tells him, no, you're comfortable. You sit right there. It's kind of like giving him a false sense of security. And then he talks and he's addressing the room. And then he moves on to Brett, who's obviously the leader, who's sitting in front at his table eating breakfast. Quentin Tarantino does something a lot with his conversation heavy in his films, which is his style, But in this film in particular, they seem to talk about things which are unimportant to the plot, but nevertheless, it kind of builds an environment, between characters and relationships. And you're thinking these are just conversations that they have, and it's a conversation that you have with your friend and your associate, something like that, a relaxed setting. Do you know what I mean? It's just a conversation that kind of like establishes the camaraderie between characters. So he has this whole conversation with Brett about burgers and breakfast, and he tells him, oh, sorry, we interrupted breakfast, and what you're having, hamburgers and stuff like that. And he's creating a kind of like, again, a kind of like a friendly kind of environment, kind of like a false sense of security. He asks to try his burger, but really what he's doing, he knows that he's not going to say no. He's kind of like subliminally asserting his authority. I'm going to take your burger. I'm going to be nice about it, but I'm going to take your burger and eat it in front of you. And you're not going to do a thing about it because he holds all the cards in the scene. And and obviously he's standing above him, and he likes to keep that authority. The only people who should be standing is Jules and Vincent. So that's what he told the person on the couch to stay where he was. He likes his set as he found it. You're comfortable as you are. I like you like this. Stay like that. Don't move. I'm the one who's moving. I'm the one who's doing the talking. I'm the one asking the questions. And then he drinks his Sprite, and the way he does it, he drinks it, he slurps it, and he looks him dead in the eyes. He's doing it, and he finishes the rest of the drink, and he doesn't even blink as he does it. It's like that for me was again was even more powerful than when he was eating the burger, because he's looking him dead in the eyes, saying, I'm drinking your drink, I'm gonna finish it, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. I'm in control here. Do you know what I mean? Your ass is mine, basically. And he finishes it, and he says nothing about it. Obviously, he's probably thinking, what a dick. He just finished my breakfast, but I can't do a thing about it because he's obviously a dangerous man. He's armed, and so is his associate. So then they get down to brass tags, and they start finally talking about what they came here for. And then Marvin gets involved, and he immediately kind of like shuts him down, like, no, I didn't ask you to talk. You know what I mean? You stay quiet, like I said, until I ask you to move or to talk. That's when I'll allow you to talk. But you know, he shuts him down immediately. He's like, what are you doing? Like, and again, he's reasserting his authority in the situation. He's in control of the scene, and he dominates the scene. It's his scene, really. After, you know, the briefcase and opening, and Vincent looks at it in awe, which is what I'll come to in a second. There's a moment where they talk about the briefcase, and Brett explains their situation, and before that he tries to get up, and again he does this thing. The hand action, that sit back down, you know what I mean? Just sit down, you're comfortable. I'm standing, you're sitting down. Don't move. Speak. Do you know what I mean? If I ask you to get up, you'll get up when I ask you to get up, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? Again, exerting that control. And then, you know, he's talking, he's blubbering, you know, he's saying, he's listening, and then boom, he shoots the guy on the couch. And now, that's that beat. That's a beat in the scene. And this is him saying, okay, I'm starting to lose my patience, or, you know, like, this is the next phase now. Now we're getting serious. Now you need to listen to me. You need to stop talking shit, because now I wanna speak to you, because what you're saying to me is bollocks. So he's getting his attention by not just, you know, talking to him, but by an action like that, shooting at someone who he cares about, obviously. It's a mood changer, yeah? And now the tension is gone from tension to fear. And then, you know, he throws the table, and he's very threatening at this moment, and eventually, you know, he says his epic famous line, which we quote from the Bible.
And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee.
Before executing him. The way the film is edited, the scene doesn't... At the beginning of the film, the scene doesn't play out. The scene finishes later on in the film. But later on in that scene, if you watch the entire edit on YouTube, it goes straight into the man in the toilet coming out and shooting them. But who inexplicably misses. So I wanted to discuss the slight continuity issues that I noticed here, and the briefcase. So he comes out, he shoots him, he misses. Now I noticed that the bullet holes were already in the wall behind them before he even came out to shoot them, as you can see here. So that was one slight continuity issue that I noticed, as well as when he's shooting Brett in the shoulder once, the first time, as well as when he shot his friend dead on the couch. You don't actually see the fire going into him or firing from the gun. So it's quite weird that. So that was another issue that I noticed about the scene, but that's me being picky and eagle-eyed. And then the whole ambiguity with the briefcase, which has always been a question, and that's been asked amongst fans and audiences, and you know, I once read or watched this analysis that the briefcase, the characters open the briefcase, and this gold kind of light shines in their eyes. It's leads you to think that it's probably gold, or, you know, some sort of wealth. But there was this one analysis that said it might have been the soul of Marcellus Wallace. And even when he's opening the case, the 666 combination lock is very significant. You're thinking 666. Why would you have a combination such as that, knowing the significance of those numbers as a combination to a briefcase? You know, it sets the questions in motion. Like, is there some sort of religious kind of connotation to the whole ambiguity of the briefcase? And you still don't. So to this day, you still don't know what is in the briefcase. That's the whole point. It's never revealed throughout the film. In the 2 or 3 scenes that the briefcase is opened, the contents of the briefcase are kept secret. So yeah, it's interesting to think that they're possibly the guardian angels of the briefcase containing Marcellus' soul, which is one way of looking at it. Because when the guy comes out and shoots him, Jules immediately thinks that this is divine intervention, which is an act of God intervening in a moment whereby someone should have died. Just like in the scene in Crash when the guy comes out, again, spoilers if you haven't seen it, there's one character who wants to shoot the salesman dead, but then his daughter comes out, and then he thinks he shot the daughter, but there's nothing there. Again, that's another example. So it is possible, when you think of the whole religious connotation of the divine intervention theory and the 666 and the gold glow of the briefcase, there's probably some religious connotations here.
We should be fucking dead, man.
I know, we was lucky.
No. That shit wasn't love.
Yeah, maybe.
This was divine intervention. You know what divine intervention is?
I think so. That means that God came down from heaven and stopped the bullets?
That's right. That's exactly what it means. God came down from heaven and stopped these motherfucking bullets.
And I'm inclined to go with that theory. I think it's not so obvious as there being gold, because why that would be too easy of a guess, as to what is in the briefcase, and it'd be pretty boring as well, gold. Like, I think it's more fun to keep the ambiguity, but it'll be more fun theory to think that, oh, it's actually not what we think, but it's actually something completely different. So yeah, that's an interesting analysis of what could be inside the briefcase, but we'll never be able to confirm that, which is the whole fun of the film. So yeah, that's my analysis of this scene, which is for me my favorite scene of the film. Jules' dominance and his what we think is superfluous conversation is actually with intention, which is done brilliantly well. It's intending to create a false sense of security, and he's trying to charm the characters, trying to calm them down, But it's just a way of saying I'm in charge, and you're my bitches, basically.
Let's go, nigga. Come on. Shit.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that and give you my opinions on the scene, my analysis of the scene. If you've seen the film, if you haven't seen the film, it's a brilliant film. Quentin Tarantino's best, arguably, ahead of Django and Kill Bill and Inglourious Bastards. But brilliant film, brilliant performances, and well worth a watch. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it. Yeah, so that's my scene analysis of the apartment scene. What would be your opinion of the whole scene? And what would be your opinion of the contents of that briefcase? Thanks for watching this analysis, and I'll see you next time.